How's it going? Welcome to another video on the channel. Now today we have a bit of a special video. It is the Chelsea versus Tottenham preview. Now if you're new to the channel, which you might be with the new subscribers, I did used to do the Tottenham previews, but I'm trying to steer myself away from a Spurs channel into a more football channel, and well, next year we're going to try and do a more of a general sport channel. So we are going to be bringing some Formula 1 content to the channel because it's a thing that me and Philip are interested in, and then, you know, maybe some boxing or UFC videos, you know, predictions for that. So more of a prediction based, but just more sports to try and branch out. So yeah, that's going to be coming next year. That's the first time it's been said. It's in the plans, it's in the works. So yeah, subscribe to the channel for that. Also, if you are new, then you can check out the Premier League video that I put out the other day. It's got every single prediction for every game. As I'm filming this, it's Thursday and it goes out 4:30 on Friday, so every game hasn't been played yet, so check it out, it's in the eye. And also tomorrow we will have the Champions League predictions for Matchday 5, and Europa League Matchday 5 predictions will be coming out on Monday. So you're here for Chelsea versus Spurs, second versus first, Frank versus Jose, London derby, battle of the bridge. It's a game that I'm shit scared about, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I've made a separate video because there's just loads of talking points, and it's something that I need to express. You know, I am a fucking die-hard Spurs fan, and this for me is a bigger game at the moment than the Arsenal game next week. So yeah, I think that puts it into perspective. This is for bragging rights within London. If we win this, then I think we go 4 or 5 points clear of Chelsea, and with the run-in that we have, it's crucial to get these points. But my only thing is we're playing at Stamford Bridge. Now, Jose has not beaten Frank in 90 minutes. We played earlier on in the season in the Carabao Cup, and we beat them on penalties, which was fantastic. It was crucial for our season within the midst of 4 games in 7 or 8 days. I think that's going to be in the back of the Chelsea players' mind. They're going to want revenge for that. Timo Werner likes bagging a goal against Spurs, so I fully expect him to score. But, you know, we can compromise that. Our attack is fantastic at the minute. You know, Kane, Son, Bale or Lucas, whoever starts. I prefer Lamella to start, but I don't think he will. You know, we've got a couple of injury problems. What I'm going to do in this video is run you through the team sheets I think are going to play and compare the players, and then maybe I'll throw in a best of thing. I'm just winging this video. I haven't got a plan. It's just what I have to say. So yeah, we're gonna get into that 2 team sheets. So in goal, it's obviously going to be Lloris and Mendy. So as you can see on the screen, I'm not here, it's just 2 team sheets, so I'm not here, I'm doing voiceover. Lloris and Mendy. Now Mendy's come to Chelsea and he's been fantastic. I think he's played 8 games in the Premier League and he's kept 5 clean sheets. He doesn't concede many goals. Under the wing of Petr Cech as well, fantastic goalkeeper. I think it's going to be a new challenge for him. He did play against Spurs when it was the Carabao Cup game, but you know, that was one of his first games. He's got to know the Premier League and the playing style in England a bit better now. And I think that could benefit him, but at the same time, this is the London derby, no crowd, it's going to be full of goals. And Spurs, Hugo Lloris, at the moment for me, being unbiased, I feel like he's the best goalkeeper in the league, possibly even in the world. I'm not going to bridge out that far, but yeah, in the league, definitely. He's been underrated so much since the restart of the Premier League after the COVID outbreak, and he's been fantastic this season. He's made a couple of brilliant saves. Showcased that against Manchester City last week, so yeah, he's fantastic. Moving on to the fullbacks, I think Chelsea will actually play Reece James and Ben Chilwell, 2 fantastic young English fullbacks. Reece James is the complete fullback in my opinion. He's a fantastic player, and Ben Chilwell, I think he's a bit overrated possibly, but you know, he's still got some class about him. I rated him when he was at Leicester, so I can't not rate him because he plays for Chelsea now. The Spurs fullbacks, I would personally go with Aurier and Reguilon. I think that's the 2 that are going to start. Serge Aurier, since we've signed Matt Doherty, has been absolutely fantastic. This is the player that I knew played for PSG. He's been brilliant. Matt Doherty, he's learning a new position, you could say, going from a wing back to a right back. They're different positions. It's more defensive, so he's working on that. But Aurier has been brilliant, and he works well with Sissoko. You know, when he goes forward, Sissoko drops into right back, so it works fantastically. And Reguilon, fantastic left back. So glad we signed him. He's what we needed. I don't have to watch that fraud Ben Davies playing. So Yeah. Now the centre-backs for Chelsea, I think we're going to see Kurt Zouma lining up alongside Thiago Silva. Now Silva had that dodgy game in his debut against West Brom, but since he's been absolutely fantastic. It's gone under the radar certainly with football fans because he's not got any clout, but he's playing fantastically. And Kurt Zouma lining up alongside him, I think Zouma's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. I've rated him for a while. Don't know why he had that stint out and loan at Stoke, but you know, he's finally getting his chance under Lampard. Fantastic player. And you know, if Spurs do need a centre back and we don't get Skriniar in January, I wouldn't be mad if we signed Zouma. Fantastic little player. Jose rates him. In Jose we trust. And the centre backs for Spurs. Now, I personally, this is what I want to see my Spurs team sheet. So I'm personally going to go with Dyer and Rodon. So Alderweireld's injured for this game, massive blow because he's been playing out of his skin this season alongside Dyer. Sanchez is more experienced. Yeah, he is more experienced, but he's just so clumsy. He gets the clout because he's quick, and I don't think that's right really, because you look at Dyer and he's formed into a fantastic centre back who I now have trust in playing at centre back. So him next to Rodon, he's a promising player. He's captained Wales already. And yeah, he looks decent. You know, when he played the last 10 minutes against Man City, he looked like he had everything under control. There wasn't any nerves, and I think he's more than capable of being thrown into the deep end here against Chelsea and putting a good performance out of his arse. Moving on to the DM for Chelsea and Spurs, obviously I think is going to be for Chelsea N'Golo Kante. He doesn't play as much as he used to, but he's still a fantastic DM. And for Spurs, Højbjerg, signing of the season for me. For Spurs anyway, he's been absolutely fantastic, and I've said it to people on social media. Højbjerg is the best DM in the league at the moment. Absolutely fantastic player, 3 million quid, cheap as chips, fantastic player, the absolute shithouse that we've been dying for, and Jose has got the best out of him. The two central midfielders for Chelsea, we're going to go with Kovacic and Mason Mount. Kovacic is a fantastic player, a good box-to-box player, and Mason Mount, I'll let Gareth Southgate do the talking for me because no one can get in a word about Mason. And for Spurs, we're going to go with Ndombele and Sissoko. Now, Lo Celso is going to be fit, but Ndombele I think is better than Lo Celso at the minute. I'd like to see them line up in the future, but it doesn't work at the minute. We need to adapt Lo Celso to a more of a box-to-box player. Good off the bench against Manchester City, and I think we can use that to our advantage against Chelsea. So Ndombele, fantastic player. Pretty poor last season, but I'm glad we kept him, and I'm glad that he's moulded into the player that he is, because my bloody god, he is brilliant. And Sissoko, as I mentioned with Aurier, he's got a really good connection with him. When Aurier goes forward, Sissoko drops back. I think it was Fernan Torres that was through on goal. Sissoko tracked back and put in a good tackle, and you know, that's one of the crucial things that happened in the City game that helped us going on to win. And the front three for Chelsea, I think it's going to be Werner, Ziyech and Tammy Abraham. Now Werner loves a goal against Spurs. He scored against us when he played for Leipzig, and he scored against us in the Carabao Cup, his first goal for Chelsea. And Ziyech, he's been playing brilliant. He's a good little player. Caused us loads of problems when he was playing for Ajax in that semi-final, but you know, in a London derby it's a lot different. You're playing against the same team, but the atmosphere is different. But you can't dispute he's been fantastic in the games that he's played. And Tammy Abraham, he's Tammy Abraham, he's just a striker that's there, but he can pull out a performance out of his arse. So yeah, a good front three for Chelsea, but the front three everyone's talking about, or the front two out of three that should be there, is Son, Kane. For this game I'm actually going to go with someone different. I'm going to go with Lucas. Bale, it's no secret he's not performing to what we want him to, but he needs that little extra match fitness. Now if he starts, I wouldn't be mad because it's a big game and he's probably going to whip something out of his arse, and I'll be loving it because yeah, it's Gareth Bale. But I would personally start Lucas. He's got the energy that we need. If Lamela was fit, I would start Lamela because he played fantastically against Manchester United. But yeah, I'm going to go with Lucas. Just because, yeah, he's a Brazilian genius, and yeah, on his day he can whip out a good performance, and I hope he can in this game. So now, as you can see on the screen, I'm going to put my combined 11 now. So, yes, it's quite an evenly matched team, but this is more based on this season. It's not going to be in general. So yeah, I'm going to run you through it. In goal, we are going to go with Lloris. Now, I did speak about Mendy being brilliant with the clean sheet, but Lloris has the experience, and if I was to mould a team out of the two, I'm going to pick Lloris. The fullbacks, as you can see, I've gone with Reguilon and Reece James. Now, I did big up Aurier. Now, how brilliant he's been this season, but Reece James is the complete fullback. Goes forward, comes back, can put in a tackle, can put in a cross. Fantastic player, and Chelsea have got a real gem on their hands there, and I hope he can start at the World Cup at least. A lot of competition in the England camp for that right back position, but Reece James and Reguilon, I think that's the perfect pairing if you was to pick a combined team. And the two centre backs, we're going to go with Thiago Silva and Eric Dyer. I did speak about Zuma being a good centre back, but Dyer, he's been brilliant. He has. I have trust in him now. In midfield, we're going to go with Højbjerg, Kante, and Ndombele, as you can see. I think that's a pretty defensive lineup, you could say. So this would be more into a 4-2-3-1. But yeah, Kante over Sissoko, you can't leave Kante out of midfield. Same with Ndombele, and Højbjerg has been absolutely class this year. And the front three, we're going with Son, Kane and Ziyech. Ziyech's been brilliant in his games for Chelsea, and Son and Kane, the best two players in the league at the moment. You can't leave them out of any team, even if you're building the same for Wildstone. So yeah, they are sort of my team side of this preview. So yeah, the problems for Chelsea. The problems for Chelsea will be they're going to have revenge for the Carabao Cup on their mind too much. They're going to get too excited and be hammering Spurs, and Spurs will play on the counter-attack like we did against Man City and Manchester United until we started thumping them. So that's how I'm hoping the game goes. I think the game will go that way, but my only sort of doubt is the experience of Thiago Silva. And Son can ghost in games. He's done it against West Brom, and he's done it in a couple of other games. And maybe he can pocket Kane. That's my worry. The experience of Thiago Silva. I think that's going to be a massive factor in this game. Whether he can keep up with the likes of Son, or whether he can use his experience to guide Zuma, maybe guide Reece James, to control Son and control Kane. So yeah, that is my biggest worry. That is the biggest factor of this. Thiago Silva, such a crucial player. Even N'Golo Kante. Kane drops deep, Kante can man mark Kane. It's just a massive worry. It's going to be a fantastic game anyway. So overall, my score prediction, if you're here from the Premier League video, then you know it. If you're not here, my score prediction is finally going to be a 3-2 Spurs win. Now, I think Jose has drilled it into the players of how to be a tactical, intelligent cunt. And I think Spurs are just going to edge Chelsea. Lots of goals, and Spurs are going to stay on top of the table. Don't mind it if I say so myself. Into the crucial North London derby next weekend against Arsenal. So yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you did like the video, and comment your prediction on the Chelsea versus Tottenham game. I'm interested to see. Also, if you'd like to see a Tottenham versus Arsenal preview next weekend, I could possibly get Philip and Ashley. I'm not too sure, because Ashley is an Arsenal fan, and you know, might be able to do it with him. If not, I'll do one anyway and have the non-biased view of a football fan, possibly. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.